Skittles and Biggie recall you going to Rolly and telling her what was said in order to stir the pot.
Brown Suga basically went back and told Rolly.
And then I guess Domo went to go tell Rolly like afterwards.
They said, your child.
And Domo was right there. You said no words. So you want to start but you can't own up to it? I'm confused.
So what's your side of the story? And I want to hear it from your perspective.
Oh, couldn't wait for this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another exclusive interview brought to you by Formation Productions and Mo Visuals. I'm your host, Maher, Ahmed, and tonight we're joined with Brown Duga from One More Chance Season 2. Brown Duga, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm excited to finally interview with you. We've been talking back and forth for a while now, and there's been a few accusations from certain people, going on with the prior interviews I've done with some of the girls. I just thought it was right to get your side of the story and be able to give you the opportunity to defend yourself and have everything come from your mouth, as to what happened on the show.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course. So I want to do what I do with all the girls and kind of take it back. And I wanted to know if you ever watched Chance during his VH1 days. And if so, what attracted you to Chance during his time on VH1?
Yeah, I watched a few of his shows, but I didn't watch all of them. I'm not gonna sit up here and front. I saw a lot of girls front like they was just madly in love and they watched this and they just knew everything. No, I didn't research it before your interview for you to ask me the question. No, I saw him and his brother on a couple shows, I Love New York, all that. But after that, I didn't really stay connected. The reason that I knew he even had a show was my little sister. I was at her house in Oakland, California, in the Bay Area, and she was watching it. I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm cracking the fuck up because he was a fucking comedian and it was just new to me. What the fuck is this? This a new age dating show? What's going on? So my sister you need to be on that show. Fuck them. Da-da-da-da. So I'm like, oh, I should. Let me hit Chance up. So I hit Chance up. And we've been cool ever since.
So were you a fan of season 1? And were there any contestants that stood out to you?
I was definitely a fan of season 1. I thought it was dope. Rolly definitely stood out to me. I'm not going to lie, because she was really funny. And it's she would do anything for the camera. So she was definitely, she definitely stood out to me. And also, like I said, my younger sister is the one that introduced me to the show. And my younger sister is a BBW, just like Rolly. So of course, their personalities are kind of similar. So I was already, automatically liking Rolly. I really liked Believable.
Okay.
I really like her.
I liked her too.
Right. And I think what really made me like her is because she was just getting so much hate and so much shade. They was fucking hating on her. She was one of the She was one of the prettiest ones in that house to me. And they kept saying she was a man, she was a trainee. I feel she endured a lot of disrespect on that show. So for her to just not give up, I definitely give it to her. But she definitely stood out to me. And the only reason Mangina stood out to me is because I was confused. Other than that, nobody really stood out to me.
Well, what exactly were you confused about?
I was confused, because I thought it was for all women. I didn't know that he was, no disrespect to anyone. I just didn't know if Chance was into both or, I just didn't know if it was for ratings. I didn't know, I was just confused overall, but I still tuned in.
Yeah, he was entertaining as shit.
Yes, he was definitely entertaining. So I was excited for that. I will say that.
What did you think about, did you think that he chose the right girl the first time around? And if not, who do you think should have won that season?
I think he chose, I can't say if I think he chose the right person or not. It was based off his preference. He was smashing her, so he better have fucking picked her.
Right.
She was beautiful, seemed like his type. So he should have definitely picked her. But if not, I think he should have gave Secrets another chance.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking when I was watching back season 1 as well.
Right. I think she was a real woman. She probably did have some secrets, but who doesn't?
I was just gonna say, don't we all?
Right. And she probably didn't want to put herself out there like that. But I think she was a real woman from what I saw. If that's really what he was looking for, I think he should have gave her another chance.
All right, so let's jump into your experience on this show and even beforehand, because I know you got to you got to know Chance a little bit prior to applying for the show. But what was your audition process like? I'm assuming he's the one, and maybe your sister as well, were the ones that pushed you to audition for the show.
So he told me I was gonna be on it because I was seeing like a lot of girls like on his page, and like he was promoting it a lot. And at first I wasn't going to ask him because, we were getting to know each other. I told him I was going to be moving to LA, whatever. So I didn't want to ask him to be on it at first because I didn't want to come off like, oh, this girl don't give a fuck about me. She just want to be on the show. Like, she just want what she can get. Like, I didn't want to come off like a groupie or anything of that nature. But then when I kept seeing him posting it, they still looking for girls and shit. And I'm like, I'm already in contact with him. Like, why the fuck not? So I talked to him and he told me like, I was already good. He was like, you already good. He's like, I think, like, that's his little way to joke around. He'd like, I think. So like,
to just mess with you.
Yes. So the whole time I'm just like, oh my fucking gosh, am I going to be on it? Am I going to be on it? And like, I work in the hospital. So I sent my tape in or whatever. Just in case, even though he already told me I was good, I still sent my damn tape in just in case they hit me back or whatever while I'm at work. I'm like, I already told my job and shit. Like, if I get this call, y'all, I'm gonna be out of here. So I get the call and I go outside and it's them and I'm like, it was Matthew. Yeah. I heard, oh, by the way, you got a crush on Matthew, huh?
Matthew fucking get it.
You should hit him up. He's really cool as fuck. Like, he's cool as fuck, for real.
I'm not one of those people, though, that, like, I'm not one of those gays that tries to hit on straight men. I feel like that's kind of disrespectful. So, and this?
I don't know. I don't know. I just know he's cool as shit. And you should hit him up. That's all I know.
I might have to.
From anything other than that, I don't know.
Okay.
But you should definitely hit him. Don't be scared.
Dude, that must have been so exciting though when you got that call and you're like, holy shit, I actually made it. Like, yes. Yeah, of course he's saying oh, you're gonna make it. But at the end of the day, it's Zeus's decision whether they want to pick you or not.
So let me tell you about that call though. They had me nervous as fuck, okay? Like, they're like, okay, someone's gonna call you in a couple days and we're gonna get all this info from you, blah, blah. It was like 2 weeks. I didn't get no call. So I'm like, why the fuck they playing with me like this? They told me that they were gonna have my birthday party on the show because I told them I was gonna be, I told them my birthday was August 8th. We started filming like the 2nd or the 4th or some shit. So they told me they were gonna have my birthday party on the show. It was gonna be turned up. It was gonna be this. It was gonna be that. So I'm even more excited. Like, I'm about to be on the show and my birthday party gonna be on the show. Like, I was so excited. But I didn't see that. But that's another story. So yeah, they have my fucking blood boiling for weeks, like thinking I'm gonna be on it. Then I'm like, you know what? Fuck them. They're not gonna call me. They pick someone else. But then they end up hitting me up. Literally, I'm talking to people and they're like, well, in the industry, that's how they do. They're gonna hit you right before because you got to sign your contract, and they're not gonna give you that much time to look over that contract. So they're gonna hit you literally a day before. So be ready. They was right.
And they don't want you to have like any time to prep to get on that show. They want you as real as possible. Oh my gosh, you're right. But yeah. So now it's showtime. Okay. So I know that you guys, all the girls, kind of met prior to leading up to going into the house. And with that being said, were there any of the girls that you met before going in that stood out to you in like a good or bad way? Did you have drama with any of the cast members prior to filming day? So before I even met up with these bitches, let me tell you, why the hell Zeus had me, like, they gave us the address to the house, all that or whatever. They told us we had to go to the house. So they told me to come to the house. I was the first girl at the house. Nobody was there but me. They had me walk up fucking hills with my luggage,
all kind of shit. They were supposed to come get me. They did not come get me. But me, I'm like, I'm coming for love. I don't give a fuck. I'll walk up these hills. I'll walk up these hills for love. Fuck
Then you're
it.
like, am I unpunked?
Right, that too. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, they really got me like getting hot and sweaty and shit, walking up these hills, sweating my fucking clothes out, sweating my fucking hair out. Like, I was just so pissed off. So when I get to the house, like, I'm looking around, I see hella security, but I don't see no girls. I don't see Chance. I don't see no one. I'm like, where's everyone at? They're like, oh, they're all at the hotel room. I'm like, hotel room? I thought we was all coming to the house and staying in the house or whatever.
Right.
So they're like, ride with me to the hotel to get the girls. So they're telling me that they're going to get me a room while we go get the girls so that I can get refreshed up, because now I'm like looking a hot ass mess because I done walked up all these fucking hills literally with a fucking suit luggage. Like, I'm pissed the fuck off. Like, I'm hella irritated. There's like, I need a fucking room. I need to get myself together. It never happened. We get to the hotel. It was already like so late. All the girls were having to check out. It was like,
they raggedy for that.
I was so pissed off. So I'm in LA. So the locals that are in LA had to go to Zeus to do our COVID test. I met Dottie and Granty at the COVID test, and Yodeler came there also. So I did see all of them at first. That was before ever going to the house. I get to the hotel. I'm in the lobby. I'm waiting for them to get my room like they said they were going to do. And I see Rolly. She comes down and she's like, girl, I got some motherfucking tea. I'm like, what? Already? Nobody came to the house. How the fuck? What tea? Let me know. Let me have a sip. So she tells me that bitches was getting fucked in the hotel room and shit. And she got it on camera.
About the
I'm
sisters.
like, what? Swear to God. I'm like, that's disrespectful. Chance them flew these girls out here, got them in this nice ass hotel room, all the shit, and they getting fucked by niggas, random niggas from the club. Like, who does that? Like, I was just disgusted, but I didn't give a fuck because I didn't know any of these girls. So I went to the bathroom. I had to go to the bathroom to get myself situated, or at least from what I could do. Mm-hmm. So I'm in there getting myself together or whatever. And now all the girls are coming in the bathroom. Like, I'm in, everyone's talking, and now everybody telling me about the tea. At this time, I knew there was a video, but I didn't see the video. But they all come in the bathroom telling me that they saw the video of them like fucking. So I'm like, I had told Rolly too. I said, they're not gonna believe you off that video. That little ass, like, you can't see you don't even see them in the video with the guys. And she's like, yes, they are gonna believe me. They are gonna believe me. Da-da-da. They didn't. And they said exactly what I said when that video was aired, that you can't even see the guys, whatever. So who knows what really happened that night. But yeah, so that was my first introduction.
And you're like, cameras haven't even started rolling. What is going on?
Right, exactly.
When you guys do roll up to the house and, Chance makes his entrance, there were mixed reactions to Chance's jokes from the start. So I want to know how you felt about the things that Chance would say to the girls. Were there any comments that stood out to you as going too far?
In the beginning, no, because he wasn't like having like real fucked up jokes like that. But I also want to put this out there. Because they weren't about me at that time, like, it didn't affect me as much. I didn't know these girls, they didn't know me. So, it's funny at the time. But so I see all these interviews, everybody laughing and thinking it's funny, kiki, until the joke's on you. When the joke's on you, you're gonna definitely feel a certain way. So at one point it was all funny to me, but then later on it just wasn't funny, and I kind of felt for certain people because them jokes weren't cool. And you don't know what people go through. So you don't know how people could have taken those jokes or like anything, And I don't know if they think about that when they're filming or airing or anything, who lives they could have destroyed or what work they could have destroyed or anything, with these fucked up ass jokes.
Yeah.
So yeah. To them it's just a joke. But to other people, it's real life shit. Like,
Yeah, and again, like, I think a lot of it just, to me, from the outside looking in, like, at the beginning, I was laughing, and then I was just like, dude, this is just disrespectful. Like, it's just so, you're talking to women that you're trying to date. It's like, if you say this to a woman that wants to kiss you 5 seconds prior, you think she's gonna want to kiss you after you just said this stupid shit?
Unfortunately, that group of girls, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, they still would have wanted to do more than that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just speaking facts. It was a lot of thirst in that house. In fact, I tell him at one of the eliminations that, because he's asked me, like, why was I not like letting him get close to me? Why was I not letting him in? Like, is something wrong? And I told him, like, I'm not thirsty like the rest of these girls. I told him, like, I'm not thirsty. He made a joke out of that too.
Of course.
He said that sometimes he likes thirsty. Sometimes he goes to the club and his brother got to stop him because he's being too thirsty. So I was like, okay, I'll be a little more thirsty for you, blah, blah, blah. But of course, they cut that whole part out.
Yeah, then just stay in the club. Find your girls there.
Yeah, I think the club was brought to him.
That's true. It was. So when you guys actually do get into the house and you're finding your rooms, we saw some drama that ignited between you, Soulja Girl, and Fluff. Where did that tension you had with them two stem from?
We did that scene maybe 4 or 5 times, or more.
Ooh.
So of course, you're repeating everything. So everyone's like finding more things they can say this time, or, I remember that girl threw this shot. So watch, this time I'm gonna throw this shot. So we were throwing shots at each other. They did not air it all. They aired a lot of responses to things, but they didn't air like the full conversations. So I feel like that's why a lot of people were upset. They felt like I was attacking her when I was not attacking her. In fact, she was attacking Chance and every other woman in that house or in the world that wears weaves.
Okay, you're talking about Fluff? I
am.
Okay.
She was talking about every girl that wear weaves and what's under their weaves and how her hair is just better and da-da-da. But you don't know what's under people's weaves. You don't know any of that. So for you to sit up there and say that, like, no. So I said what I said to her. And I'm like, well, he already made a name for you, Bird Nest. Wasn't that it? Or whatever, some shit like that or whatever. So yeah, but if people really pay the fuck attention instead of jump to conclusions, they'll see when I walked in that room, I was the main one smiling. When I sat on the bed, I was happy. I was like, oh, ladies, we here. Like, I was being hella cool with them. But Fluff, she actually tried. She threw a shot at Khadijah. Khadijah just didn't let it, she just didn't react. If y'all really pay attention. And that didn't work. So who she come for next? Me. So I reacted. And of course, my reaction, people are not going to like my reaction, which they did not. And I was the villain. I was the bad guy. My black ass was anti-black for a long time. Like, really, how the hell I'm going to be anti-black? Like, I got the real fro, not the fake one. And my shit get curly. I also want to throw this out there. That wasn't the first that I had with encounter drama about in a room. It just wasn't aired. I actually got into it with 2 other individuals in that house.
All these unaired
scenes. A lot of my scenes wasn't aired, which is so funny to me.
But cameras were there, right?
Oh yeah. Oh well, no, not that part. They weren't there for that.
Okay.
But it did get brought up later in a scene that was cut out. That production later on sent me.
Why do they make it so difficult it would just be so easier if you could at least bring it up or show a scene so that we could, as viewers, at least understand what's going on. Because when we're watching stuff and just this random argument starts, it's like, where did this come from? So what happened with this unaired scene?
It was just drama. We were just throwing shots at each other or whatever. That was it. It wasn't nothing major.
Okay.
Yeah. But the scene that the cameras weren't around, it was actually me, Flatback, and Shine. So of course, everyone's running in a house trying to get their rooms or whatnot. And me and WAP had a room that was like on a whole nother side of the house. It was like another room that was like in a room. So I chose that room that was in the room, and it was like cute, it was just for me, just enough for me. And it had like a little bed and like this little thing in the middle or whatever. So I'm in there like twerking on the fucking thing, like I'm turning up like I'm hella juice or whatever. So then they have like everyone at that point knew what room we wanted. So we all go back outside. We got to run back in to do this scene all over again.
Mhm.
So at this point, Shine and Flatback decided they wanted to punk me for the room. Or they thought they were going to punk me for the room. So they had said something, and I'm like, no, this is my room. Like, we already determined that. Like, this is my room. Like, y'all can sleep on that I forgot what it, like a couch, whatever. I'm like, y'all can sleep on that couch or something, but y'all not sleeping
Like
in this room and this bed. This is where I'm gonna be. So now we like kind of going back and forth. It's getting a little loud, and production comes back there, or security or something. I forgot which one of them it was, but they fucking dry snitched on me, fucking lied on me to security, talking about yeah, she just came in here right now yelling at us, calling us bitches, and saying that we were gonna she taking this room from us, and da-da-da. I said, oh, so that's what bitches doing? You
That's
bitches want to sit up here. I know. I said, that's what bitches doing. Bitches want to sit up here and lie. Like, y'all know damn well this was my room. Like, and the whole time I wasn't even finna live in the house. I didn't even live in the house. How about that? Bitches was just doing too much. So I'm engaged. I'm gonna do what you doing. But I didn't even live in that motherfucking house. I probably spent like 2 nights in that house. I drove home every fucking day.
Okay, I was
Them
about to
bitches
say, like, were you in a hotel?
nasty. Them hoes was nasty.
Ooh,
Ask Matthew when you talk to him.
I will.
But yeah, so that was an unaired part or whatever, which also got brought up later on when you see me at a table with them alongside Danny and Smiles and Bad and Bougie. We were going back and forth at that table because she decided to bring it up at the table. I don't know, maybe because the camera was rolling and she wanted some camera time, or I don't know. So we were all going back and forth at that table, but they cut all those scenes out.
See, I like hearing about these like cutout scenes because and every single time I hear about a scene that's unaired, it's like, why didn't they keep that in? Like, you could have just made more episodes, maybe, because I guess they probably thought they had enough for episode 1. They shouldn't air that, but it's necessary to me. It's like, it's literally the scenes that show the reason as to why certain people had beef at the beginning. So soon after all that happens, we meet Dottie, Grancy, Slim, and Baby Ruth in an argument that started the day of the photo shoot. I wanted to know what your impressions were on these 4 ladies.
Well, it did start at the photo shoot, honestly, because we were all tired. We were all on our feet for hours. We were all tired. We were just done, but we still got to take pictures. And Slim kept getting stepped on by multiple people. I probably was one of them that stepped on her on an accident, but everybody was stepping on each other. Shit. But she was like kind of going in on, because she was getting stepped on. She was tired. She was just, cussing everybody out. And then, when that passed, her and Dottie ended up getting into it again. Like, I thought that was going to fight. Remind you, this is the first fucking day. So that shit was crazy. But they didn't fight. What Zeus did later on, they just, continued it in the bedroom. So to their scene, I just felt like it was a lot. But I will say this. Their scene and my scene with fucking the ladies, I think we had the most lit bedroom scene. I think everybody else's scene was fucking boring as hell.
Yeah, some people's introductions weren't as interesting as the others, but again, like you said, you guys, a lot of people might have been just really tired at that point and like, I just want to go to bed.
Right. Well, that was a whole nother day later.
Oh, yeah. See,
so they wasn't tired.
It confuses me sometimes with the way that it's edited and stuff. So it almost seems like sometimes it's the same day. And then like I'm told from people that I'm interviewing that certain scenes were on a completely different day when they made it seem like it was the same day. So it's a mess. So later on, we're introduced to Biggie and Smalls in the scene where Biggie pushes Rolly off the bed. And even though you had your own drama going on at the time, what went through your mind when you learned that girls were getting physical the first night? Like, you got into an argument and stuff, but there were punches thrown.
Right. So at that time, I wasn't filming. Nobody was except them. So we all can hear the fucking commotion. We don't know what the fuck going on. We just know we hear security. They talking about, get Rolly, get Rolly. They like the sisters this, the sisters that. They pushed Rolly. Rolly, then fucking security come out. Rolly handle both of them bitches. Rolly beat both of their ass. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Like the shit was lit. So yeah. I mean, all I could just hear it going on. And it sounded like it was going the fuck down.
And be honest, are you like, okay, this is entertaining me, or are you like, oh, I don't like this?
To be honest, that shit was entertaining as fuck. I wish I could have saw this shit because it was just all you hear is just screaming, banging, pushing. Like you just want to see. You just want to see. Like we literally ran over there as far as we could to try to be nosy, but nobody could see anything.
And right after that whole fight, the stuff that you heard about prior to filming comes up, because that's when Rolly brings up the Biggie and Small situation with bringing guys up to the hotel room. And even though Stoney and Biggie both cleared it up from their perspective, what was your opinion upon hearing it? And do you feel the same way now? Like,
before they said that, it was crazy because, you know, the sisters couldn't really defend themselves at that point because they were hiding in the room for days. Okay. They wouldn't come out the room for fucking days. They were scared because they didn't know if WAP was going to attack them or Rolly. Because at that point, they had got into it with both of them.
Right.
Because WAP got hit with something. So they was literally like security. It looks like they were in there by choice, but no, it was not by choice. It was because they were scared to come out the room for days. Which I get it, whatever. You don't know these bitches, you don't know, whatever. But if me and my sister would have been in that house, everybody, we all would have. Me and my sister probably would have been in jail that night. Like, I'm so happy she didn't come on that show because I don't know. But so my opinion, it possibly could have happened. I mean, from watching the interviews, from what she said it herself, they spent the night in her room and she had her own room without her sister, a double bed. So who knows what really went on in that room? Yeah. I don't know, but only her and those guys know what went on in that room.
Oh, okay. And I know we were talking about the whole Tokyo getting hit, so we're getting closer to that because this is where all the commotion happens in the kitchen after Bad and Bougie throws chicken at Rolly. What did you think of Bad and Bougie and how she integrated herself in that chaos at night?
To be honest, so you did ask me previously if anyone stood out to me. Mm-hmm. The answer was no, but when someone did stand out to me, it was Bad and Bougie. I will say that because she had on like this really cute outfit. It was like red with some little flares or whatever on it. And I really liked her outfit and she was dancing and she just had good vibes. That was at the photo shoot. Right. So when I see her getting into it with these bitches, I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, what?
Is this the same girl?
Right. Is it the same girl? Like, but I like the fact that, you know, she stood up for herself or whatever. I don't really know what happened because I was trying to stay out the drama because Chance did mention that he doesn't want a female that's into drama and fighting and shit. So I was trying to keep it low key because that's what he said he liked. Mm-hmm. And I thought if you're doing all that, you was going to get eliminated. Right. But that's what they wanted. If I would have known that, I would have been a whole different bitch. For real. But I was just still trying to be calm, cool, collected. Plus, I didn't want to be looked at like that after, you know?
Yeah, I can appreciate you keeping to yourself and not just like inserting yourself in random drama that has nothing to do.
Right. So overall, it was crazy. And I know you saw my confession when I was like, these bitches are animals. Yeah. Go back to the zoo, bitch. So yeah, I definitely, it was a fucking zoo. Honestly, that shit was like middle school, okay? Yeah. Not even high school, but middle school.
Those are the type of, it looked like one of the like food fights that happened in my high school back in the day.
Right. But I have to be honest and tell you one little detail that I didn't say. So if you see where I was standing at, I kind of wanted something to hit me. I did. I kind of wanted something to hit me just so I could get involved. Like
you could have jumped in front of Rolly or in front of Tokyo and take the glass and be like,
nah, not no glass though. I don't know about that. Now it wouldn't have been no yelling if a glass hit me. I'm sorry.
Maybe if the Twinkie hit you.
You're right. But I honestly wanted something to hit me or like come close to hitting me or something just so I could have a reason to turn up. But I got close to the counter and shit. Nothing ever hit me. So I was just like, fuck it. Let me stay out of my business. So I just backed the fuck up and let them do their thing. But I did want something to hit me low key.
And you know, with the Twinkie getting thrown by Rolly at Biggie and Smalls, where Biggie actually said she threw the Twinkie first. But that's where like really all hell breaks loose and the glass bowl gets thrown and hits Tokyo. So when you watch that back, I don't know if you knew that it happened in the like right then and there, but when at least watching it back, how did you feel?
I mean, I understood her frustration when it happened. I mean, I was right there. I saw it. I just couldn't tell who threw it. It happened so fast. Like it happened super fast. I didn't know who threw it. So I understood why she was upset. I just really wanted her to like swing on somebody. I'm not gonna lie. I really wanted her to swing on somebody because I just felt like whoever hit you, bitch, beat they motherfucking ass. Didn't hit me though. So it was nothing I could do about it.
I mean, that was me watching it back too. But then again, I didn't know anybody at the time. Like I didn't know enough, and I'm sure you felt the same way. It's like I want a fight to happen. I don't care who it's between because I don't have a favorite yet.
Exactly.
And so the end of the night, you know, things cool down. At that point, when things are calm, were there any of the girls that you got along with and who you saw yourself being cool with?
I will say, like I said, I met Dottie and Sonia first. So whenever I would see them throughout the house, you know, I would conversate with them here and there. But I think in the beginning, I really wasn't around anybody. Shit, I wasn't around nobody the whole time, really.
And I don't know if you saw a lot of like the back and forth communication with Slim, Biggie Smalls, Soulja Girl, and Yodeler. But, you know, Slim and Yodeler went at it because she was calling all of them Yodeler's minions. Did you agree with her at the time? And how do you feel about the genuineness of the friendship in the house?
So we were all outside while they were filming that, so we can hear all the commotion. And I forgot who told us, but they came outside and was like, all those girls about to jump Slim. They was like, it's 6-on-1 right now. So everybody ran over there. Like we was finna all like damn near have her back. We didn't even know her, but when we went over there, it really wasn't nothing going on like that. So the whole scene, we didn't see that. But after watching it, you know, me and Slim were cool at the time when I watched that scene. So I kind of wish that I could have been there with her in that scene so I could have had her back because I felt like Weezy didn't really have her back like she should have. So like that's the type of person I am. I'm gonna have your back if somebody else doesn't have your back. I don't think that was cool at all. But I do think she handled herself really well in that scene. Like she didn't back down. And honestly, I thought shit, why they didn't fight? I thought her and Yodeler was gonna fight in that scene, especially when all of her friends left her right there. Yeah. I mean, they all left her literally one by one, walked the fuck off while she's still arguing with another girl. And it's like, if y'all cool, I'm not gonna walk off and leave my friend arguing with somebody. I'm gonna be there till that shit is over with. Are we y'all fighting? Like, is it gonna be two of y'all fighting two of us? Like, we all gonna argue? Like, I wouldn't have left my friend like they all left her. But she ended up walking away too. So it was, I guess it really wasn't that big of a deal. But I did expect a fight.
I can respect Slim. She can hold her own. She's not afraid. And so this is a situation that came up where out of nowhere Rolly was fuming because she allegedly heard that Biggie and Smalls were talking about her child. We didn't necessarily see how it started, and Skittlz and Biggie both recall you going to Rolly and telling her what was said in order to stir the pot. So what's your side of the story? And I want to hear it from your perspective.
Oh, couldn't wait for this. First of all, if people are going to mention my name, please mention fucking facts. Because that was some straight bullshit. And y'all know that was some straight bullshit. If y'all didn't hear me say it, don't fucking lie and say that I said some shit. Because Dominique, Brown Sugar, Damo Reigns did not go tell Rolly nothing. Let me just put that out there for who's wondering like why I was being messy. No, baby, it was not me. In fact, we were all sitting at the table outside when one of the sisters did talk about her child. And I also want to mention, since their story was wrong again, when they claimed we was at the table and I'm the one, when the sister said something about, she was talking shit. Okay, her and Rolly was talking shit. Maria, what the fuck is her name?
Gabby?
No. What is Maria's fucking name?
Smalls.
Smalls and fucking Rolly were arguing at the table. Soon as Rolly walked off from the table, she turned up. Small started talking more shit about her. And she said somehow nobody would ever fuck her or some shit. And the person that did tell Rolly commented and responded and said she actually has a child. And I looked at her because I knew she had a child too, but I didn't say anything. This other person said it. That Rolly.
You can't do that. Who was it?
I mean, it's already been out there now. That's why I don't understand how you bitches sitting up here saying it was me when the proof been out that it was fucking Weezy. Everybody knew that. So how y'all still, it's like bitches just want to blame something on you. Bitches just want to say it was you to have a reason to not like you because they don't like you and they don't know why the fuck they don't like you. Because I ain't do shit to none of these bitches for them to ever have a fucking problem with me. Ever. I barely even talk to you bitches. Like, how about the fact that when y'all buddy was clowning y'all, I still didn't run back and tell y'all buddy that y'all buddy with right now was clowning y'all, but it's all good. Yeah. But so yeah, I'm not the one that told Rolly.
Okay.
And I also want to clarify something.
Mm-hmm.
Skittlz said that am I mistaken, or did she say they called me into their room?
And she was like, I forgot how we found out it was Brown Sugar, but we called Brown Sugar in our room that night and we was like, yo, like, why would you say like to Rolly that, you know, like, and she was just like, I forgot everything that happened, but it was just weird.
I just want to clarify something. When I went in their room on my own, people that I barely ever spoke to, I went in their room on my own. There was a security guard sitting outside their door. And he said, I said, who's in there? He was like, oh, it's a whole nother set of girls. You sure you want to go in there? I said, what? And I opened the door and walked the fuck in. And it was all of them in there. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, at this time, I don't really have no beef with nobody. I'm not the pick side person, whatever. Right. But it was a lot of shit going on. So I went in there and I'm like, oh, what y'all doing? What y'all talking about? And so they started telling me, and they was talking about the shit that just happened with fucking Rolly and the shit that was said or whatever. And they want to know so bad who told, at this point, they were even denying saying anything about her child. Okay. They were denying that anything was ever said about her child at all, that they don't even know why somebody said that. So now we all in the room, like we all kind of going back and forth. It's all of them and it's me. We're not arguing, but we're all communicating them against me, me against them, whatever. And I'm like, well, if a motherfucker said it, they need to just own up to it and say that they said it. So at that point, Smalls did admit that she said it. And I'm like, okay, like, why you didn't just say that the whole time or whatever? So I forgot, I think it was Yodeler, but she has said like, she asked me who told Rolly. And I was like, I don't know who told her, but all I know is it wasn't me. And I said it again, that I don't know who told her, but it wasn't me. I don't think they liked my answer because the energy in the room had changed and like, you know, it was just awkward. Like, first of all, why the fuck did I come in y'all bitches' room? I know you hoes don't like me. Y'all been mugging me for no reason. Y'all been talking about each other and then smiling in each other's faces. Y'all talking about, why the fuck did I come in here? Because it was boring. I was fucking bored. Okay, there was no music. There was no alcohol. All I had was fucking weed. So it was making me like down a lot. Like, right. I was so fucking bored in that house. I'm going to keep it all the way 100 with you. So eventually, yeah, I left out their room or whatever. And that was it. I think I went home after that. It was so fucking boring.
You would expect it to be a little bit more fun with that many people in there, but
it's because, honestly, some of the energy that was in that house was just throwing everybody off, honestly. And I feel like it was a lot of minions and followers in that house and people were not being themselves. And also I want to put this out there because I don't think anybody else is going to say it publicly, even though they've all said it to me and everyone else, respectfully or disrespectfully, but I say it in peace. I do feel like if Rolly and Yodeler did not return, that the house would have been completely different. Ooh. Completely different. I feel like people were so busy trying to be up their asses or like trying to just make them like them or something that they weren't being themselves. I feel like they probably were hella cool as individuals, but you know, they needed people because other people wanted to fight them already. So they had no choice but to find people to be up under. Like, I just feel like it was just fucking weird. And I'm not no follower. Like, I will literally be by myself. I don't need any of that. I don't need a fucking soul. Like, I moved to New York City by myself from California, Vallejo, California. I packed and moved everything, you know, to chase my dreams. Same thing about here in LA. So I will never need a friend or anything like that. Of course, it's cool and everything, but I don't need no fake ass people around me. And it was a lot of fake shit in that house, especially them bitches.
I got that vibe when I saw you come in and I saw the first like few episodes. I was like, I can rock with her because she's through like independent, doesn't have to have like a group, like an entourage around her. And there were a few people like that in the house. And
it was.
And I can appreciate people like that because you won't take any shit, but you also don't need people to crowd around you to like.
Right. And you don't need to start shit to be seen. Like, you know, no.
So let's get to one little fun moment where you guys have the little nickname ceremony, which gets postponed, but then it comes around. And you were given the name Brown Suga. I want to know what you thought about that, if you liked it, and if there were any other nicknames that you weren't so fond of or were fond of.
I actually loved my fucking name, Brown Suga, and I felt like a lot of people were upset because I was named Brown Suga, and I feel like, you know, because he does give a lot of disrespectful, funny, whatever name. So I just felt like my name was perfect for me, and a lot of people were upset, and that's fine. They don't have to ever admit it, but they were definitely bothered a lot every day in that house with me for no reason. I consider myself like carbon monoxide. I was like a silent killer in that bitch. A lot of bitches were fucking pressed, and I didn't even have to say shit. And you can ask production, and they know I'm not lying. When they watch this, they know I'm not lying inside. You bitches were pressed as fuck. And that's just what it is. And I was cool as fuck. All you have to do is come talk to me. Like, for instance, Biggie went on here telling you how she's never said a word to me. And no, we barely spoke. But the times we did speak, it's because she would ask me, how do I look? Is my hair okay? Do I look okay? Those are literally the three things she would always ask me if we ever were in contact. And I'm not no hater. So I would tell her like, yeah, you look good. She's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, you look good. You look fine. So it's like, I don't feel like I was ever a hater in that house, and I could have been cool with everybody in that house. And I really wish that everybody in the house did get along. Yeah. But like I said, I feel like it was because Rolly and Yodeler came back. So it kind of divided the house in a way.
Okay.
And people weren't able to be their true selves.
Yeah. And during that nickname ceremony, something was brought up. There was like a little segment where Fluff referred to you as Pick Me. I wanted to know what your thoughts were on that, and if it was directed towards you and not just tricky editing.
Honestly, as far as the tricky editing go, you never fucking know. Because there was a time where Danny introduced herself and they made my facial expression look like I was like downplaying her. Ugh, bitch. So for them to put that piece right there, it kind of made me mad. But it's reality TV, so they had to. Like, they'll literally will tell you, like, make a face doing this, act like something stink, say this, say bitch, and they'll put that shit where they want to put it. And they put that shit after Danny's because I never said that about her. I think she looks good. So you don't know whether that was actually directed towards you? I don't know if that was directed towards me, but I'm pretty sure it was. Which is fine because we did have our little moment. As far as pick me goes, I've never been labeled a pick me. That was the first time I've ever even heard somebody ever say that shit when it had to do with me in life. Also, there were a lot of people online saying, damn, well, if that's a fucking pick me, I sure want one of those. I sure want to pick me like that. They was like, because baby, I'm the only one that went up there talking about I can cook, I can clean, I work in the medical field, I could take care of you. Everybody else, like, I could bust it open, I could do the splits, I could sit on your face, I can, you feel me? They was all with all that. I was like, no, let me show you a grown woman, something you're not used to. Mm-hmm. But we see how far that went. I love this. This is like one of my favorite interviews. He told us all that this season he was going to think with his head and not his dick. But I don't think he did that. So the first elimination comes around and we say bye to Baby Ruth. Did you think someone else should have been sent home instead of her or along with her? At that time, I did feel like the sisters should have got sent home because that was just causing a lot of commotion. It was a lot of stuff just repeated back to back that y'all didn't see. It was just a lot of drama, and they was always like the reason for it. So at that time, I did feel like they should have left, but I do understand why they kept them. They are entertaining. Well, Gabby's definitely entertaining.
Not the.
No, she's funny. She's
I know,
really
but you like
funny.
said,
Like when I
well,
see her online and shit, she's funny. She's a funny person. Her sister, she didn't really talk that much. So,
okay, that's
yeah.
So wait, can you talk a little bit about some stuff that we may have not seen from them? Some shit that they were starting or doing that may have been unaired?
I just want to say somebody got hit really fucking hard in the head with a honey bottle, so hard that it got busted open on the ground. And we all got in trouble for it. And I'm going to leave it at that.
I'm going to just assume one of them threw it.
Sip your tea.
Oh, shit. And the kitchen scene, that's when it was?
It wasn't that time. It was another time in the kitchen, yes. The
Y'all
kitchen,
mixed a lot of food.
Yeah. It was going down in the kitchen.
Right.
Yeah, they was cooking crack in that motherfucker or something.
Not crack.
They was acting. It was lit.
Not crack.
Yeah, but yes, we all got the motherfucking business when that person got hit in the head with that honey bottle and they busted the fuck open. We all got the business. I'm gonna leave it at that because no one's speaking on it, but fuck it.
Oh, okay. All right. So
now that was a movie itself right there.
I know, I wish we saw that. And the cameras, I'm assuming.
I wish y'all seen that shit too. Oh my fucking gosh. I know we all wish y'all seen that shit.
Zeus, we need you to upload that footage right now.
They not gonna upload that footage.
That's what they need. They need to have like maybe like another subscription where we can just pay like a couple extra dollars to see some unaired footage that they weren't planning on airing.
You better get cool with some of the crew members.
Hey, Matthew. I'm just kidding. So the next episode starts with the boxing challenge. Who did you go into this challenge wanting to box and for what reason, if anybody?
Honestly, I didn't specifically want to fight anybody. It was on my birthday. Okay. I shouldn't have even had to fight on my fucking birthday. Like that was some bullshit. I was mad as fuck.
Right.
Like y'all really got me fighting on my birthday. And they even cut out the part where they all stopped the fight and said happy birthday to me, like everybody in the building and hella shit. They should have aired that.
Oh, they want no
like,
positive scenes.
Not of me, no, of course not. Not me. But yeah, I didn't go in wanting to fight anybody, but I do want to say another scene that I did see that wasn't edited because it was crazy. Who was I standing next to? I was standing next to WAP.
Okay.
And the sisters walked up on WAP and they told her, like, we want to beat your ass.
Oh.
And I'm like, did they really just walk up and say, we want to beat your ass? And I'm thinking, like, I'm not knowing, like, if this was, like, scripted by Zeus or what, because it was just like, I ain't never had nobody ever walk up to me and say no shit like that. So they like something, they going back and forth or whatever. And I'm like, well, y'all not going to do no jumping, though. I'm like, so y'all can fight and we can fight.
Ooh.
Right when I said that, Rolly comes in. She like, fuck that. I want to fight both of y'all. So she tells the sister she gonna fight both of them, whatever. And WAP is like, I don't need no whoop the whoop. Like, she says she don't need nobody. She could fight him herself or whatever. Well, Rolly like, fuck it, I'll fight both of you bitches. She was like, yeah. So it was just crazy. But they also did not air that scene.
Another scene that would lead into like.
You know what? Shit was just happening so fast. That's
yeah.
really what it was. She just happened so fast in that fucking house. It was crazy.
With you and Fluff not getting along too well on the show, how did you feel about her exit before the challenge?
Well, let's get into that.
Ooh. Yes, I love it. You have like tea for everything. I love it.
I really do. And I don't ever like people be talking all this shit about how I be in the comments, running my mouth and shit. I really don't. I really fucking don't. But I am right now. So they decide to put her in the van with us, which was really fucking weird. And then they put Wop Wop in there. So, because they weren't even going to ride with us at first. So we all in there or whatever. At this point, I just found out that, what's her name? Fluff, whatever. I just found out that she was going around the house talking hella shit about me. She was going to different rooms, talking shit about me to different people, like having her little opinion about me. But it's like, why weren't you saying any of this to me?
Right.
Like, I called you a fraud to your face. To your face. I told you that you were a fraud ass bitch to your face when you were trying to do all this and that with me, you and WAP was in the room, which is another scene that you guys didn't see. So like we everybody's, whatever. At this point, WAP's sitting next to me. So she like, hey, watch this fake ass bitch or whatever. She like, she asked her, she like, are you really here for Chance? She turns around and she was like, no, like the fuck? Like, no, I'm not here for him.
Yeah.
But of course, everybody in the band, we were like, oh, but they made it seem like it was actually her and Rolly talking about it at first, but it wasn't. She literally came next to me and came up. She had this idea that she was going to do, and that's how they aired it. And so we all laughing and we all joking and we all like, hell nah, or whatever. Next thing you know, she just started putting on this fucking rock music, hella fucking loud, like hella fucking demonic. Like it was fucking crazy. We all
demonic.
Yes, it was fucking crazy. Like it was fucking crazy. Like, and then she like, like she doing all this shit in the fucking van and we looking like hell nah. Like, so we all like changing the subject at this point. Like we all was already talking about other shit until she started doing that. We all look. Now she takes the fucking headphones off and she looks at all of us and she started talking hella shit, like basically like we all negative and we all this and that and the third. And we like, what the fuck? Nobody even fucking said nothing. Like
at least they showed that.
Right. I'm like, we all like telling, we ain't even talking about you or worried about you or thinking like, so it was just crazy. That whole van scene that y'all didn't see, like that shit was fucking crazy. She exited right after that. At the point when we got there and she got out of the van, I don't think we ever saw her again. She never made it in. Yeah, she never even made it inside the building.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So since she's gone, the challenge starts with Biggie in Tokyo. Did you think that the challenge would be more lighthearted than it was? And what went through your mind when you saw how intense it was getting?
So come to find out, the entire time they had like a little thing they made up that they were going to do. Mm-hmm. So they weren't going to actually fight.
Right.
They were just going to they actually did it. They got up there and they squared up like they was going to fight. And then they was just like, you know what? WAP was like, I'm going to give you one more chance. They like tried to be funny and Zeus was just like, what the fuck is this? They was like, no, y'all need to really fucking fight. There was like either fight or everybody's getting eliminated. So it was like either you gotta fight or get eliminated at that point. Like, so they fought and y'all see how that went. Yeah.
And with that being said, I wanted to know what your opinion on Tokyo's outburst was with her match with Biggie. Did you feel like it really had to do with production, or it was because she may have felt as if she was losing?
I'm gonna keep it all the way 100.
Yes.
So me and WAP, which I also didn't know, the times when I initially first was in the house, me and her were sharing a room. Me and her was in the room, but I just never spent the night. I just would leave and come, whatever. And so when they did this, I was cool with her. I had no issue with her. And when I seen how upset she got and she ran out the ring, like, I think I'm the only person that went and looked for her. Like, I don't think nobody gave a fuck. Like, everybody was just so, like, mad, because she was talking a lot, throughout the few days we're in the house or weeks or whatever. And they expected a little more. So I don't think I don't know. But nobody went and looked for her or whatever. I had asked production, like, where is she? They told me she was, like, down the street somewhere and she was mad or whatever, and that they was going to bring her back and that she wasn't by herself or whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. And I just went back to whatever I was doing. But I did expect more. Like, I did expect them to, like, really fight. Yeah. Especially, like, all the shit they was talking or whatever, but it just didn't go as planned.
Well, that's nice of you to at least try to check up on her. Out of all the people in the house, nobody else even tried?
No, they did not.
Well, that's real of you to do that.
Yeah. I'm over here high, so I might start getting my feelings now.
That is completely fine.
Okay.
So Yodelah and Shine gear up for their match following all the shit talking that Shine was doing, according to the girls in the house. So what was your opinion on Shine and the drama that she had with Yodeler and the other women? Was there any drama between you two that was never shown?
No, we didn't have no drama. I actually liked her, and I wish she would have stayed in the fucking house longer. Like every time she see me, she'd be like, Dominique. Like she was hella cool. But I think that was fucked up overall. They actually told us that day that she was talking about all of us in the house. Like not just like specific people, that she was talking about all of us. But none of us knew that. We never heard it. Like we wouldn't have even thought that. But I will say this, and the reason that I even brought up that I was hanging with Rolly and Slim was because I did notice at some point Shine seemed more like over that side with all them. Like she was hanging with them, but then out of nowhere she started coming around us. So we kind of figured something was going on, but we didn't really give a fuck to ask or whatever. So it is possible something had went down behind the scenes that we just never knew about, supposedly, or I don't know. But they called her out, and that's what happened. Shit.
With the actual match, though, how do you feel? How do you feel about the way that played out? Did you feel like Yodeler went a little far with Shine, considering she clearly couldn't really like fight, or do you think that Shine may have had it coming?
So Shine actually came up to me and told me we were going to fight. She told me that me and her were supposed to fight, but she didn't want to fight me. She said, I don't want to fight you. She was like, I'm not a fighter. She was like, I don't want to fight. So I'm like, well, I'm not about to fight you. Like, why would I fight somebody that is telling me to my face they can't fight and they don't want to fight and they're not a fighter? So I would never fight or respect someone who fought someone that can't fight, is not a fighter, and doesn't fight, and broadly saying that. But this situation is a little different if she really was talking shit like they said.
Right.
So if you talk shit, you have to back it up. And they got in the ring. I did see the first hit was from Shine, and it connected to Yodeler's face. That's the first hit that it might not have been the first hit thrown, but the first hit that connected was that hit. And that was a good hit. I ain't gonna lie. But after that, I don't think she got no more hits in. But I was definitely cracking the fuck up when she kicked her and ran out the fucking ring. Like that shit was the funniest shit ever. Like we was all screaming, like, oh my gosh, like that shit was crazy. She literally kicked her and fucking went, like she fucking dove sideways out the motherfucking ring, like, and start running though. Like it was crazy as fuck. I'll never forget that shit. We was like, that shit finna go fucking viral. That shit was crazy.
And right after that, the whole fight with Yodeler and her happens, and then Stoney runs up on Shine. So I wanted to get your take on that. And after hearing from Stoney's side that they had like an off-camera fight after Shine was talking about her kids allegedly, do you maybe feel differently than you did before?
Well, at that time, I didn't know that they had any issues or anything like that because I wasn't over there with them or talking to them. So I had no clue. So from the outside looking in, it did look like she pretty much just fought her like for no reason.
Yeah.
And it didn't sit well with any of us. Like it looked like some sucker shit. Like nobody knew there was any drama. Like we was just like, that's fucked up. Like, looked like, like we just thinking like that was some hater shit. But then after hearing that they did fight in the house and they did have all those issues or whatever, then it's understandable. In a way, if they already handled it and it was done, they could have just left it at that. But if she was still talking shit that day, then I get it.
Yeah.
But and we all expected Flatback to do something because they was together in the house like this at that point. So she definitely did not have her back on that. And everybody said it. I don't know if nobody gonna keep it real because everybody in this house act like they ain't never talked about nobody and whatever. You feel me? But I don't know if anybody's gonna publicly say that, but we expected you to have her back because that was your girl in the house and you didn't.
Ooh. And speaking of Flatback, your guys' match comes up next with you and Bombshell. So was there any tension between you and her that caused a boxing match to get that heated? And how do you feel about the way that it actually played out?
I don't honestly feel like there was any tension. I just feel like we both are competitive type of individuals because we did play a game in the house. Connect Four. And I guess I'm the only person that's ever beat her. And she did not want to accept that I beat her in that fucking match. She tried to say that one of the pieces was missing. She tried to say everything in the power, but I still had Connect Four. And so
I didn't think it was
that, but I will say but the crazy thing is she beat everybody else.
Oh, okay.
She beat everybody else that was coming over there. So of course we kept going back and forth having rematches and shit after that. Like it was crazy. So I think she's just a competitive person, and so am I. So it just made us like, I'm not finna lose this shit. Like I'm not losing either. Like, you know?
Okay,
yeah.
I know this ain't true, but can we just like state that all this drama started from Connect Four? Like, can we just put it out there?
Well, if that's the case, it started before that. It started on the first day in the house. I told you they tried to come in the room and she claimed I was calling them bitches. Well, I was calling them bitches, but I don't know. Maybe she was secretly still upset about that because she did bring it up later on in front of the other females at the table. So maybe she was inside still secretly upset, even though I thought we was past that.
So she's like, this bitch that called me a bitch beat me in Connect Four. Nope.
Yeah.
A rap at this boxing match.
Right.
Okay. So moving forward, we had the second elimination where we said bye to Sonia, aka Granty. What was your relationship with her in the house if you had one?
I fucked with her.
Okay.
Like she was cool. I like OGs. Like I don't really deal with people my age. I deal with people older than me. I've always been that way. So the fact that she was a little older and that she was there with us, you know, chilling and vibing, it was just cool. And again, I did meet her first before I met anyone.
Right, exactly. I feel like I would have been hanging out with her too. She looks like fun. Seems like a fun mom.
Yeah, we actually just went out to eat not too long ago.
Okay, cool. So you guys keep in contact.
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's nice. So, did you question Chance's intentions about finding love when he was stuck between choosing Dottie and Danny?
So as far as that, we all felt the same way as far as and I hope she don't get upset, but we all felt the same way that he was going to send Dottie home that night over Danny, but Danny couldn't answer any of the questions. Yeah. She couldn't
said nothing.
So it was like if he would have kept her, then it would have made him for sure look like he really wasn't there for love or trying to find love. So, you know, yeah, that's how that went.
Well, in the next episode, there was the seduction challenge, which you seem to have really excelled in, according to him, until the elimination ceremony, where he ultimately sent you home for not feeling a connection with you. Did you feel caught off guard being eliminated? And what are your thoughts on it today, first on them?
So he was already saying prior to that we weren't connecting. At the elimination before that, he was asking, like I said, like, why am I not letting him get close to me, whatever, blah. So I feel like he already felt that way, which I also didn't understand because I damn near washed this man clothes while we were in the motherfucking house. I brought him some motherfucking fruit while we're in the motherfucking house. I was in his room while I was in the motherfucking house. So what the fuck you talking about? Like, stop playing with me. Like, so I just feel like a lot of things weren't really him. I feel like he wasn't really making a lot of those decisions. And it is what it is. But again, I was being pretty quiet in the house. And I feel like at that time, they had to pretty much get the ones who were being quiet out. And it wasn't even that I was being quiet. It's just, I'm more so a personal, private person. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not really as open as a lot of those girls when it comes to doing certain shit. Like, I like to be discreet about my shit. Like, I don't, you know, if I want to be touching and feeling or kissing all on my man, I don't need it to be in front of no camera and like, you know, all that. That's some fake ass shit. Like, if you wanted a fake ass bitch and you want some fake ass shit, you should have just let me know in the beginning and I would have came in, like I said, a whole different bitch. Like which I do feel like got me sent home because I was being too conservative. Like, I think that's really what it was.
But isn't it good to be able to say that you went into that house and left that house the same person? Even though, you know, editing might mess some stuff up, you still know that you weren't being someone that you're not.
Exactly.
So, given that you didn't really participate in the rest of the season, I wanted to rattle off some highlights that happened and ask your thoughts about it. So, what did you think about Small throwing her sister under the bus for messing with the security guard?
That shit was fucking crazy.
Mhm.
That shit was crazy. I'm hella mad. I should have spent the night that night. Cause I know when I got to the for real, because when I got to the house the next day, everybody was telling me about the whole security thing, what happened. And I'm just like, what the fuck? These sisters again. Like, I'm like, damn, they're steady doing some shit. Like, what the fuck? They didn't send them home, whatever. But when she threw her under the bus, I was just like, damn, that's fucking crazy. Like, I would never do that to my sister.
Yeah, that was like one of those awkward moments where I was like,
I know she was mad as fuck. I know they both was mad as fuck after that. But I'm sure they could laugh it off and get over it.
yeah, I mean, that happens all the time with sisters, but I just don't think they expected that to happen on TV.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So with Slim and Biggie's fight, who do you think held their own the best? Were you surprised about the outcome of the fight?
Slim hella funny. Her ass was climbing up fucking security and shit, like trying to kick and shit. That shit was funny as fuck. That's all I could say about it. It was just funny as fuck. I don't feel like there really was a winner. It was just funny as fuck. Like she pushed her hella hard and she socked her hella hard or slapped her or whatever. So they both got a fair jab.
Okay. How do you feel when you learned that Chance was coaching Mangina to, in my eyes, disrespect the women?
Whew. He was definitely disrespecting the women, and I lost a lot of respect for everyone that day, honestly. That was some bullshit. Like, I believe that somebody in the cast also fed some information on their friends to Mangina, but that's none of my business.
Wait, can you make it my business?
I just did.
What was it?
I just did. But I don't know. It was fucked up, honestly. And I'm so glad I wasn't there. In reality, I actually left the day before that.
So was it by any chance Biggie? Because I think she said that I swear in her interview, she said that she might have fed some info.
I knew he was going to come for certain people because I was the one who gave him some of the tea.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
You gotta be a little more specific.
I don't know. I don't recall her saying in that interview exactly what she might have fed him, but I think she said that she was giving some tea to Mangina about some of the girls.
Oh, well, damn. Well, there you go.
Oh, okay. All right, there we go. I got my confirmation.
No, you didn't, because that's not who I was talking about. But damn.
Damn it. Okay, I thought I was I thought I had it in the bag. What about Chance's decision to neither pick Soldier Girl or Bad and Bougie in the finale?
Yeah, that whole episode was fucking crazy. Like, that shit was crazy as fuck. Bad and Bougie down there eliminated herself before he could eliminate her in my eyes. That's what it looked like. She was like, fuck that. Before you tell me anything, baby, look at this one more time.
Right.
And you won't be seeing this anymore. Goodbye. Before he could even say it. So he was kind of lost for words on that one. Like, damn. And then Soldier Girl, I just feel like that was fucked up because they did have a connection. And I feel like he liked a couple girls, but they had a stronger connection. And that was fucked up.
I felt really bad for her with the whole heel situation. It's like, I'm sure your guys' eliminations and stuff, those you guys probably film for hours, I'd assume. And it's like standing there in heels, and like if she's literally saying she cannot stand anymore, like I'm sure production can take a 5-minute break.
And you know what? They probably did take a 5-minute break. They probably took a 10-minute break. But like all of our feet was hurting like a motherfucker. Like our feet was going numb. Like it was just crazy. So I get it. You feel me? Like I get it. I don't know if I would have failed too, but shit.
I'm just glad she didn't hurt herself, because that looked like when she was wobbling, I was like, oh no, I'm about to see a bone pop out of the skin.
Fuck. Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Yeah. So like the show's over. But the reunion's coming up, and there was a lot of online drama leading up to the reunion, and
Yeah.
unexpectedly, a lot of it involved you and Bombshell stemming from the outcome of the boxing match. So, can you kind of break down how things between you two got so heated?
Honestly, it was all funny to me. It was a fucking joke.
Okay.
That's why you saw me laughing. For those who want to know why I was laughing, it was a fucking joke to me. Like, but it the only reason it even started was because she was upset. Like, she was upset from the fucking boxing match. Like, and I'm like, girl, if they already said you won, like, why are you mad? Like, you shouldn't even be mad, but you're spying on my fucking Instagram every fucking day. And you see all the fans on Zeus page and Zeus, all the pages, like my page, saying that you lost. What the fuck did they see? Like, they playing that shit in slow-mo. Like, you going head first out the fucking ring. Like, you have no scenes where you dropped me. There's like more than 4 where I dropped you, like connected hits. Like, so everyone was confused. So at this point, it's making her pissed off, making her madder and madder. But I'm not knowing she's just fucking mad. Like, so next thing you know, I get a motherfucking like, I get a fucking tag from her on motherfucking Instagram. This bitch done made hella fucking videos and shit, tagging me in them and shit, talking about Dominique, you want to fight? Bitch, get the fuck out of here, bitch. Like, you was just in my motherfucking backseat of my car, bitch, on the way to the motherfucking club. Like, we was just in motherfucking WAP room together. We was just in your room together. Like, girl, now all of a sudden you want to hit me on the ground with some bullshit. Like, girl, get the fuck out of here, bitch. Like, if there was a real problem, you could have hit my DM like a grown-ass woman. Like, I don't like how these comments are making me look or feel. Could you take them off? Like, could you stop responding? Could you stop reposting stuff people are tagging you in? It's bothering me. Or you could have just blocked me or just stopped, looking on my page, because I was showing love in your DM, boo-boo. Like, there was no issue. Like, I was hard-eyed and shit. I have no problem. Like, so you was just mad. You was just watching me getting fucking mad every fucking day of your fucking life. And you made a whole documentary of me. Like,
documentary?
like, what the fuck? A whole fucking movie, like, of me, like, to direct. I couldn't even watch that shit. Like, so I just hit her DM, like, girl, like, what's up? Like, why are you, like, what the fuck? So we going back and forth in these messages, and I'm like, oh, you must be writing these for a blog, because I can tell how the questions you're asking me, what kind of responses. So who are you doing this for, bitch? Like, what's good? Like, you feel me? She like, we going back and forth or whatever. She like, yeah, blah, blah. So we have the reunion. And I'm already knowing this girl is so mad still. She like, you're angry as fuck. So I come in looking good as fuck with my motherfucking Louis bag. Ooh. Not just unbothered, like a motherfucker. Like, and I see, for real, I come in or whatever. It's me, WAP, and Bad and Bougie. We all sitting down or whatever. I say what's up to Bad and Bougie. We hug or whatever. And WAP don't even look at me, like, showing me look my way, like, whatever. It's like, you're mad, we had some little whatever going on. So I wasn't tripping, like, fuck you, fuck me, fuck it. You don't say shit to me, I don't say shit to you. I'm signing my contract. I'm not tripping. I'm just signing my shit or whatever. They go in the room. Next thing you know, production tells me it's time for hair and makeup. So they tell me to go in this room or whatever. I go in the room. It's WAP, Flatback, Dottie, somebody else in the stylist or whatever. They all in there or whatever. So I walk all the way to the back of the room or whatever. I make a U-turn or whatever. And I sit down just like this at the right by the door or whatever. And I'm looking like, okay. Remind you, I just told you that I was out there with WAP and Bad and Bougie.
Right.
So now WAP is like talking shit out of nowhere.
About you.
And I'm just like, yeah. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, you was just out there. Why you didn't say nothing? Like, you was just literally out there with me by yourself. Why you didn't say that? I said, oh, because you had to come in the room with your bitches. Like, so you get in the room with your bitches and now you want to do all this or whatever. So me and her arguing. So she walking towards me or whatever. She like, some, I'm a scary ass bitch. I'm like, I'm a scary ass bitch. How the fuck I'm a scary ass bitch? Like, you feel me? Or whatever. You the scary ass bitch. You the one that ran out the ring. Like, whatever I said, whatever. Yeah, so she walked towards me like she want to fight me or whatever. So I'm like, gonna fight her or whatever. Next thing you know, flat back, get in front, like, hi, no, what's that? She was like, remember what I said? Remember? I'm like, yep. So I sit my bag down and I'm like, what's good? And I square up with her or whatever. So at that point, hey, it's going the fuck down. Now we fighting round for round. It was 2 motherfucking rounds, yeah, and the bitch snatched my motherfucking wig off. That's all you can do, bitch. And fucking windmill, like, what the fuck?